This is the full-time review show where we look back at the weekend's game and talk about all the little intricacies of it. Now, Manchester United have temporarily at least moved up into 5th place, but do you know what? It's not about the position that we're in the table at this moment in time. What matters is that we're putting points on the board, and no matter the result in the Arsenal game this evening, what matters is that Manchester United are now within a win and a point from Manchester City, which we've got a game in hand on, and if we win our 2 games in hand on Liverpool, we'll be at least level on points. Who knows where we could be with the goal difference side of things. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking ahead. I'm not looking at what's behind us. I am looking ahead, and I'm saying that we are chopping down the lead of those in front of us in some sort of state. At least we have games in hand on them, and I do feel confident that we're going to pull those back. There's a lot of football to be played this month, but I think we're looking in a decent position. Now, Zlatan Ibrahimovic made 28 goals this season, or scored 28 goals this season, making it the 250th goal that he has scored since turning 30. Now, he likes to consider himself like a fine wine, getting better with age, and this weekend he also mentioned that he is like Benjamin Button. He's getting better as he gets older, or he's growing younger. Interesting to see. 250 goals since he turned 30 is absolutely phenomenal, isn't it? Absolutely phenomenal. Incredible achievement, and proves that we've been so reliant on him this season. Now, Jose Mourinho was talking about the future of Manchester United and what's important for us in the immediate part of the season, and he's bigging up the Europa League. So let's have a look at what Jose's got to say in his press conference.
After Liverpool and Manchester City victory, if you don't win today, it's almost mathematically impossible. So it was important for us to win, and that was the main objective. We did that, and a part of it, no more injuries to add to a difficult list we have, because we don't hide that we are still fighting for our situation in the Premier League, but Europa League become a fundamental competition for us. It's the only competition we can win now.
So whereas Jose likes to think it's going to be fundamental to our season that we do go on and win the Europa League, I still think we've got a double chance there. We do have an opportunity in the Europa League. I think that's probably still not our best option. I think our best option still relies on the league. There is more margin for error. There are more games to be played in the league than there are in the Europa League. I think I might have said Champions League there. I do apologise. It's on the brain. Let's go to the comments and let's see what you guys are saying. Shahib says, the only difference between that game and the draws is that we took our chances. Yeah, ultimately that's been the story of our season so far, isn't it? Tactically, I think Jose's looked pretty good. And I think we just haven't been taking the chances. Our conversion rate being 18th in the league really shows how, even if we was top 5, top 6 in the league, we would have had such a different season. We would have scored a hell of a lot more goals, and we would inevitably be a lot further up the table, possibly even pushing for a title. But it's not to be, is it? So we are where we are, and we can only do what we can do going forward. Let's see what some of the United fans had to say from the Stadium of Light yesterday in the fan cams.
You know what? I've forgiven David Moyes for all his sins. For all his sins, you know what? He looks. Ever since he left United, he looks like a broken man. He looks like a man that spent a crisis loan on scratch cards.
Even the red card, I'm not too sure if it was a red card or not. I didn't have a perfect view of it.
Yeah.
Will we be in Champions League next season?
Yes, definitely.
How? Top 4 or Europa League or both?
Both.
Oh, that's a big shout, Will.
Marouane captain today, which was an interesting choice.
Were you surprised?
A little bit, yeah. I think the general consensus online as well, people were surprised. One of my pals suspects maybe it was a bit of a Mourinho mind games with Moyes. You know, obviously his signing for United.
Did you expect a win today?
Yeah.
You did. You always expect a win. I didn't after the draws midweek. How did you feel coming in?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I was a bit kind of sceptical. Obviously, we've had a few draws recently, but Alex did predict 3-0. I was quietly confident, and you always hope. I think United on the day can produce performances like that. It could have easily been 4 or 5-0.
Romero, fantastic shift in goal today. When he did that save just near half-time in it. It was like point blank for Defo, and he just managed to block it. Outstanding.
How are you guys feeling about the whole season? Where are we going? Where do you think we'll finish?
Generally, we've started playing better, so that's the main thing. We're creating chances. Under Van Gaal, when we used to score 1 or 2 goals, but it was 2 or 3 chances throughout the whole match. So at least we're getting the chances.
Will we get top 4?
My heart says no. It's it's hard to say it, but yeah, I
Your
don't.
heart's supposed to say yes, by the way.
If you want to go and check out the rest of those fan cams, as soon as this video finishes, head over to YouTube channel, which you're already on, and find out all those. They're all on there ready for you to go and check out. Let's have a look what some other people are saying in the comments. Mr. Baker says, would I take Javier Hernandez back? I'm not sure actually, because I think, yes, although he's gone on and scored loads, Mourinho name dropping him was weird, because Mourinho doesn't ever talk about other players, he says, when he's talking about transfers. So if he was just using him to illustrate a point, it was a strange one to use to illustrate. Maybe he's trying to have a go at Van Gaal, because he has already previously mentioned there were several players that he wouldn't have let go that Louis Van Gaal did let go. So I don't know if it's some sort of mind game thing with Mourinho. I'm not sure if he's just trying to make a point to the board that he needs a lot more players in and around the squad. I'm not sure what it was. I don't think he's lining him up for a transfer. As for your question, I probably wouldn't take him back, because I think the style of play that we've got now is completely different. Although I do see Mourinho's point that even off the bench he probably would have scored some goals. So I don't know. It was right at the time when he left. I thought it was well down in the pecking order. Same with Welbeck. But, needs must now. You need someone who can finish, and that boy can definitely finish. It seems like a real bad mistake. It didn't feel like it at the time. Rima says, funny how so many overreacted, calling Jose out last week and saying top four was finished, thinking Liverpool would win against Bournemouth. Another case that people overreacted. Yeah, there's always cases of where people go bananas over some of the results and get too giddy and this, that and the other. It's a long season, and there's a lot of teams dropping points left, right and centre. And I think Liverpool and City need to be looking over their shoulders at us, because I do think we're going to overtake at least one of them. Ukhtar says, our games in hand are against City and Southampton, both away. Bring them on. I'm not scared of them. I relish the challenge and can't wait for us to get in the mixer. Anyway, let's see what some more United fans have got to say in United on YouTube.
Hello, Full-Time Devils. Simon Preston here again.
Right, Manchester United 3, Sunderland 0. This game really shows how much we missed Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
You know, it's this time of the season where results, it's all that matters at the end of the day. Europa League is coming up next, where we have Anderlecht. Let's focus our attention there.
This win only papers over the cracks and the real issues this team has got going forward and stuff like that.
Come on, United, we can do it. It's great to see Luke Shaw back again in the starting 11. Hopefully we can see more of him as the season progresses as well.
And the last thing I want to say is how much I like Pogba going forward and playing an advanced role, allowing him to run at people and stuff like that. So I think the team selection was spot on today by Jose Mourinho.
Come on, United, let's take on Anderlecht and let's get some away goals under our belt.
Thank you to Simon and for Shem for sending in those videos for United on YouTube. We're going to get into the comments as well again in a second. Atef says, I don't think we are too reliant on Zlatan. Zlatan should score 28, but the other players should be scoring more. I agree. If we'd have had one more of the strikers that would have been on 10 goals this season, again, we would be in a completely different state. Sikander says, Zlatan or Lewandowski for the next 3 years. I would go with Lewandowski, because I don't think you're going to get 3 years at the top level out of Zlatan, but who knows? He is reverse aging after all. And Kieran says, if we don't qualify for the Champions League and Europa League, we will win the league next year. I got some bad news for you, mate. We've already qualified for the Europa League by winning the EFL Cup, so we're in the Europa League unless we can get ourselves out of it and get into the Champions League. That's just the way it is. I don't know about you, but I'm sick of Thursday nights. I wouldn't mind us being back on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. Let's see what you guys have to say in the world of social media anyway, in the 3-point reviews. 3-word reviews even. So there we have it, another big week for Manchester United, as every single week is going to be in April. We've got Chelsea at the weekend, but before that we've got Anderlecht. You keep it lots of Full-Time Devils, we've got previews coming out, we've got all the usual match day content. This is another big week. 2 victories is going to put us in a very strong position going into the real meat of the season, isn't it? So hopefully you'll be there with us, and hopefully we'll come out of it with a couple of victories. Thank you for watching. Please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Laters.